I used Chessly for a week and using like the free 7-day trial. And I thought, hey, I can tell other people about my experience. What can you do in a week on Chessly for free? And is it good? You know, everyone's familiar with Gotham as a chess content creator and probably as a chess, the internet's chess teacher. But is Chessly worth spending more chess money in? And you'll have to keep watching to see my conclusion. Ooh, look at that. A little bit of clickbait there. Sponsored by Chesley. No, this is completely unsponsored. I have like what 300 and change followers on Twitch. I'm not getting reached out to anybody, or I'm not getting reached out to by anybody. This is just me. Uh so Mystery Man, I'm gonna answer that in a minute, but I'm gonna talk about Chesley for a minute here. So, first of all, the strengths of Chesley in my very fancy slides. Very fancy slides. Ooh, look at the animation coming in. So, the first one is the video explanations that Gotham gives and with the chess examples and the rationale. It is wonderfully delicious content to consume. And like this weekend, I just went out in my hammock with my phone and I wanted to do chess, but I didn't want to focus that hard on reading chess because chess books are great. Chessable is great, but the reading is intense, where Chessly is video based and is really nice to more passively consume. And that has its learning benefits and its drawbacks, but as a supplement for chess learning, I think it's phenomenal. And I also really appreciate it. I started doing the endgame course, and the very first Grandmaster game example that Gotham gave was from Judith Polgar. And he had other examples from female chess players as well, which is honestly just, it shows that he is being mindful of the chess community in a way that I think a lot of high level chess players aren't. And I just have to give a shout out for that because thank you Gotham. That makes me happy. And the videos are great, but the learning from videos, as a former teacher, Mystery Man, not to you there, video learning is really passive and you don't absorb as much. So the fact that each video study has like a text-based study that you can go back to more easily and refer to is really nice. His wife probably told him to do that well before he was married. He often would advocate in his videos for not automatically gendering your opponent as he, which has been chess tradition for a long time. And that was honestly one of the things that sold me on Gotham as a creator years ago. And so I think that's genuinely coming from him. The other thing, I liked the drills. I liked that the drills asked specific questions to think about in the positions before moving. Because, chess.com gives puzzles, and that's great. But when you're looking at a position, there's so much to consider. So being asked a specific question about what to consider really targets where your thinking should be. Hello, Strobex. I'm doing a review of Chessly right now. And very fancy PowerPoint here. Okay, and then the membership structure. I'll admit, when I started my Chessly free trial, I was like, a week of free chess content, kind of one and done, then I'll go along my merry Chessable and chess.com way because I'm already spending too much money on chess. But it's different and it's really good. The fact that you can pay kind of a flat rate, monthly or yearly, for all the content, it's different. It's a huge differentiator from Chessable, and it got me. It's really cool. And then This is still a feature that's rolling out, but the gamification and achievements, they're just fun. Whenever I get a little pop-up where it's like, oh, you're this level now, I'm like, good for me. I'm so accomplished. So, you know. And then the great free trial. The fact that I didn't have to, that there's no barrier to entry. You don't need to put any card information in. All you have to do is click to sign up, and then you start right away. It's not in your face. I didn't get a million emails from them being like, do you want to upgrade your membership? Uh-oh, your trial's running out. Buy it, buy it, buy it. It was just 7 days to be like, we believe in this product so much that we're giving you 7 days, and then you'll be back. You'll be back. So these were like the main strengths I took just from a week. I haven't finished the course. In fact, just for some street cred here, let me show you how much progress I made in a week. I was doing the endgame masterclass and really enjoyed the King Pawn endgame chapter with the drills and the quizzes. I forgot to add into my quizzes, into my slides, the quizzes, so remind me about that. I finished the knight endgame section, which was very insightful. I've never focused on knights in endgames before. And then today I started working on theoretical bishop endgames. So I was able to make a pretty good dent in the course in 7 days. So now let's talk about the weaknesses. And this isn't in the slides, but I'm going to mention it before I forget. The quizzes. Especially in the king and pawn endgames quiz, I got really confused. Let me try to find a good quiz here. I should have had this prepared. I'm sorry, my preparation isn't good. But as I try to sift through the quizzes here, key squares. Basically, it would ask you to highlight key squares, and key squares was never a concept that was explained or defined anywhere. Thanks for the follow, Malcolm XOO. Appreciate it. And so a lot of these exercises, I just couldn't quite understand what the definition of key squares was, and it didn't feel like it aligned well with the way he had explained king and pawn endgames in the videos or even in the drill section. So making sure, like the quizzes in general, I think are the section that could use the most work. It's great concept to think about, and I do like the quiz structuring, but some of the terminology was a little clunky. Ethan, the key squares got you in version 1 too. Yeah, so that's one thing it was kind of a hang up for me. Other weaknesses. The non-opening courses, they're limited. And, I'm starting with the endgame course because that's a topic that I've been wanting to practice and learn more about. But after I finish the endgame course, I'm not sure what I should work on next from Chesley. And I would love to continue supporting Chesley because I think that they're doing some cool stuff. But I just don't know what there is for me after this. So that's a weakness. I mean, he's working on new content all the time, but this is an area I personally would love to see worked on. The video explanations are sometimes underprepared. And I realize the irony in this because I was underprepared looking for key squares just now. But occasionally he'll show a game and he does a phenomenal job of walking through games. Like, he's a great chess commentator, but he'll be like, oh, and you could probably even go to this square. And then he follows the line through and it turns out you probably can't actually go to that square. And from a teaching pedagogy perspective, says the former teacher, that kind of muddles the message. And the fact that he's selected these games ahead of time to share, those tangents and sidebars are things that I think that he should account for a little bit better. So like a very minor point, nitpicky pedagogical point, but I think that's in the new content he's preparing. I hope that's something that he accounts for a little bit more. no phone app yet. It's on the roadmap. I like that he has very transparent roadmap steps lined out. But I was really enjoying, you know, looking at Chesley videos outside in my garden, and using the browser-based app was not ideal for that. And intermediate content is limited. So I know it's a lot of openings, like that's the big focus, but I would love to see more intermediate content, because this kind of goes to my first point here, where non-opening courses are limited. What do I do after I finish the endgame course? I see that Steve in chat recommends the Tactics Masterclass, so I will keep an eye on that one. But where else? You know, the way that he commentates on games, I think that he could honestly just create master class series of the 10 best games from X player or something like that, and commentate on them in that way. And then the drills could potentially be from like key moments in those games, or based on ideas that were very important to those games. And there is technically a chess.com integration, but it's not thorough. I don't think it did anything. Thanks for the follow, XIMVN. So what do I mean by this? So what do I mean by this is that, actually, I'm going to stop sharing just for a second, because I don't think there's any personal information on the settings page, but let me just make sure of that. Okay, now we're good. So you can see that my chess.com account is connected, and he says that this is supposed to sift through your chess.com games and then give you recommendations on content. But the suggested course for white is the Hillbilly Attack. I'm sorry, but I've never played the Hillbilly Attack as white, and I never plan to. And why is this my suggestion for black? I exclusively play Caro-Kann, and I'm not getting a Caro-Kann recommendation here. So I think that there's room for improvement there. And then finally, I have some suggestions. So in the like snowball's chance that Levy ever sees this, I have a couple ideas. So in chat, Steve recommended the Tactics Masterclass, but right now there's no way to bookmark that. And also, any course that I've started, it's not immediately obvious how to find my progress. Like my homepage, this is my homepage, where technically my skills class says in progress here, but I wish that there was a way to look just at what I've started and what I'm working on. And then, okay, so I work in a similar field. I do education technology. I write lessons for programming for an online platform. This is what I do. So the fact that I signed up for a free trial a week ago, and then radio silence from Chesley, I didn't get a single email from them for any onboarding, blows my mind. Luckily, I'm an inquisitive and enthusiastic learner, so I explored the website on my own. But usually companies are like, hey, here's an email. Now that you've been with us for a day, here are some things you might not know, and things like that. So I'm curious if they're developing this or not. I know the entire Chesley platform is based on Levy's internet persona and his visibility, but to make this larger than that, I think some marketing tactics like this are important. Steve, you get a few emails from Chesley every day. Interesting. Follow-up question on that. Are they related to content you have completed? Or is it like more generalized type emails of, hey, have you ever considered this chess thing? And Dos, you have Chesley and it's your progress is saved. So my progress is saved. Like if I go into the endgame masterclass, you can see my progress is saved here. But it's not clear what I'm currently working on. Like nowhere on my profile can you see what I'm working on. My homepage, like it's just not clear, and I think it could be more clear. And Amuser, I did check my spam specifically so I wasn't raking through the mud here. And I know I didn't get any email. So maybe it got caught in some auto thing, or maybe for the free trial for saving on some marketing costs, because email sends do cost money for a company. It's possible for the free trial they're not sending those emails. I'm not sure, but I think that's an opportunity. Steve, you got an email telling you how great the drills shuffle are. Okay, so take this with a grain of salt. It's possible that I'm in some like beta test scenario, or that you're in a beta test scenario and it's going to get rolled out to everybody. But from my personal experience, the onboarding email sequence was missing. And Dosidos, in the All Courses tab at the top, you think it shows what is in progress separated from the rest. Okay, so for example, if I were to start a new course, for example, I want to start, which course? Trimpowski. I wish there was a way to bookmark. There's no way for me to bookmark this, so the only thing I can do here is just jump right in. And okay, I got it correct. Excellent. And now if I go home, will it say that it's in progress? Oh, it does say in progress. Okay, but if you're trying multiple things as white, so for example, Trimpowski is specific here, but for black, I would be curious to look at Queen's Gambit Declined and Slav, which I don't think he has a course on yet, which would show. I don't know if it would show more than one option here. And I've not played Levi in a game. I heard him, like, in the onboarding video here, I watched it, and he pronounces the bot as Levi, I think because it's, like, his alter ego. And I haven't played the bot yet. I do really like the layout of the website. It's clean, it's easy to digest. So none of my feedback is about the user interface. I think it's very nice, very modern, which is not the case for many chess learning websites. And you can pick what opening the computer will play. That's really cool. I'm gonna investigate that. Oh, I've already talked about this one. An option to bookmark courses, because, you know, Chessable, if there's a course you see that you want to potentially just look at, you can save it to your wish list. And I know that's more for purchasing and stuff, but sometimes I see one of the courses in Chessly that looks interesting, but I'm not ready to commit to studying that. For example, I know that for black, I want to look into Queen's Gambit Declined versus Slav, but I'm not ready to start that content yet. I'm still working on some other opening content. So bookmarking would be great. And I think this would be a really fun option. I don't know how practical it would be to implement. The other ones I think are pretty easy implementations, but a quiz for which course should I take next, whether it is based on a chess.com integration or whether it's based on a playstyle quiz or questions about what your perceived strengths and weaknesses are, and then recommendations with that. I would really enjoy that. He's doing that right now, Steve? The quiz? I'm excited about that. That'd be really cool. And that's the end of my very official presentation about Chessly. Spoiler alert, I did subscribe for a month. I don't know if it's regional pricing or not, but where I'm located, the monthly rate is a little less than 9 USD. and for the year it's 80 something. And for right now, I'm not gonna drop 80 plus bucks on a chess thing, but $9 a month for literally everything. Everything. That's phenomenal. It's like I think this is an amazing amount of content, especially on Chessable. If you consider how much it is for one video course, it's like $100+. Here you get all these videos for $9. And have I checked out Chessly 1.0? I have not. I've just been using chessly.com, which is the 2.0 version. The Endgame Masterclass, many of the videos kind of give a warning. Oh, you guys can't see it in my layout here. They give a warning at the bottom that talk about when things were recorded. But, I'm enjoying the Chessly 2.0 experience so far. And so that's my like official Chessly review a week in. I recommend it. As a former teacher, I think there's some really cool opportunities. I'm excited to see what he's doing next with it. It's definitely still more of a startup work in progress feel, but I think it's worth the free trial for sure, because it's literally free. Like, no information of yours is needed. And then for $9 a month, you can just watch curated, structured videos, which content progression like that is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion.